Welcome, reality designers, to Hypnosis by Design. Deni Van here. Today, I want to get right into talking about negative self talk, what it is, how it is self hypnosis, and it is training the not self. So, first of all, what is this negative self talk? Do you recognize, are you aware that you have some negative self talk? Awareness is key. Many of us walk around completely unaware how we're talking to ourselves, and we wouldn't even ever talk to anyone else the way we talk to ourselves. And we're not even aware of this. So, this negative self talk is the internal dialogue we have within ourselves. And this often might involve criticizing, judging, or belittling ourselves. Are you guilty of this? I know I was, and sometimes still am. Sometimes I'll pick up these thoughts and realize, whoa, where did that thought come from? So when it manifests, and it can manifest in different ways, such as self-doubt, negative thoughts about our abilities or what we look like, our appearance, or even extreme self criticism. And this kind of thinking can be detrimental to our mental health and overall well being because it contributes to feelings of anxiety, depression, low self esteem, and decreased motivation. You're in the wrong mindset. You're in the wrong part of your mind. So, negative self talk, this internal dialogue that we have, is a real phenomenon, and it's backed up by scientific research. But experts suggest that it's a form. If listen up, I was I was pretty surprised when I read this, but they suggest that it's a form of cognitive warfare where your own mind becomes an adversary, sabotaging your own success. So these are the many faces of the not self: the critical one, the people pleaser, the avoider, the sabotager. So the brain, though, has the ability to hijack itself through this type of thinking pattern. And actually, it kind of naturally goes toward negative thinking. So it's easy for the brain to just go right to the negative thinking because self survival is its number one priority. But this thinking pattern leads people into believing things that aren't true about themselves or the situation or circumstances or others. But there are effective strategies that are available. Here's the secret: you got to do the work. But there are many effective strategies for reprogramming negative self talk. First thing you got to do is become aware of it. One such technique involves using self hypnosis, which helps people access their subconscious mind and replaces negative beliefs with positive ones. And so we can't get rid of these thoughts, but we can begin to use the power of our mind to replace them. So again, awareness is key. You got to become aware that it's happening. Oh, there's that thought again. I'm going to replace it with this, and then repeat that thought until it becomes that thought first before the one you replaced it with. And this is a process where individuals can access their subconscious mind and begin this reprogramming work. And we can leverage our unique human design because the brain's neuroplasticity, or the brain's ability to change. Our nervous system has a wonderful ability to change. But a lot of times it's these not selves, our masks, our archetypes, our negative archetypes, if you will. And there's many of them. We tend to go toward, I'm the avoider and I'm the people pleaser, I'm the self saboteur. Oh, I'm the procrastinator. So those tend to show up in my life a lot. First thing to do is become aware. Oh, here comes the procrastinator. That is not who I am. There's my procrastinator again. Okay, what is the one thing I need to do right now that might take 30 seconds? And I'll go and do that 30-second thing. And before I know, I'm done it with the whole thing in 30 minutes instead of keeping the procrastinator thoughts going and then creating self-fulfilling prophecy. This is really important to understand that we have so much more choice in the matter. So we can leverage our unique design and then incorporate strategies. And again, you have to experiment with these strategies. You can find strategies everywhere and you might intellectually know about them. Oh, I know about that strategy, but you've never actually experimented with it. So, this is the next step in discovering what underlying harmful thought patterns are sabotaging you. This is where you start. So, it's important to recognize the impact of negative self talk and what it has on your life so that you can begin to take these proactive steps toward building. It takes work. You got to build something, you got to work at it. Building healthier thought patterns. And for many people, this has to be priority because many are looking to the mental health realm and they're not getting what they're needing. So, this is a wonderful place to start for yourself. Start here right now because this common phenomenon, this negative self talk, talking to yourself negatively, this affects people from all walks of life. So, it doesn't matter your gender, what you look like, your culture, anything. It doesn't matter. Any of those things don't matter. This is affecting every person who has a nervous system. And this inner dialogue that we engage in often involves negative and critical thoughts about ourselves and our abilities. Oh, I'm not good enough for that. Oh, look at that person. I'm comparing myself. Comparing yourself is a huge negative thought pattern because you are a unique design. I mean, my energy pattern and your energy pattern are completely unique and different. We can't compare them. But what we can do is find our strengths and then build on those strengths and integrate the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of what we might perceive as weaknesses. So, this critical thinking about ourselves and our abilities, we can change these patterns of negative self talk because it's damaging us on so many levels. And many may dismiss this idea of, negative self talk. It's just a conspiracy theory or pseudoscience, or it's not really backed by science. But it is. Studies show that negative self talk can have physical effects on the brain and the nervous system and the body, increased stress hormones like cortisol. So, just thinking negatively about yourself, you're raising the stress hormone in your body, and we're doing this to ourselves. This is the thing. And it's important to recognize that this negative self talk is not just harmless chatter because it has potential to hijack our thought patterns and affect how we perceive ourselves and others and our environments. And this could have an energetic effect. The energy we send out comes back fulfilled. These are mirror neurons. So our mirror neurons bring back to us what we're mirroring. So this is scientifically researched. And techniques can, like self-hypnosis and reprogramming these thoughts, are wonderful tools, but these tools have to be used. So you got to do the work. So, do you engage in these weapons of cognitive warfare? Holy cow, creating a war within yourself with this negative self-talk. And I want to ask you, take a look at your human design in the head center. There are two centers in the head. Doesn't matter what the names of them. There's the top one and the bottom one, then there's the throat. So look at the two top centers. Make a note if they are defined or undefined. And then notice what gates are there. Notice if you have any gifts in those areas. Just take a look at your design and then sit with this. And then notice your negative self talk. For some, it might be negative imagery, something that might be perceived as negative. Negative tactile movements. So, depending on what your nervous system engages in that behavior, that keeps that behavior in momentum, because again, your brain can be hijacked. Becoming aware of those things, just becoming aware of them, that's it. So, with that said, I would love to hear from you. I want to know, do you engage in this negative self talk? Were you aware how much negative self talk you had? How much programming is there in your negative self talk? Whew, I know it was a huge awakening for me. And I realized how much deconditioning I needed and I still need. We're being constantly conditioned. And we have to take these moments to process, reprogram, and let go of what no longer serves. Otherwise, we're building up these toxins within our own nervous system that creates self sabotage. So I decided to stop doing that to myself. And one of the first things I did was recognize which not self was talking. And we're going to be talking about the many faces or the many masks of the not self. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I want to know what you loved, and I want to know what you would love more of. And in the meantime, keep being amazing.